Hi my YouTube family, this is Melody from Home Garden and Fashion. Welcome to Home Garden and Fashion. Today I will share with you my beautiful Zordosi Saree creation. This is a black chiffon saree and I have made this one a Zordosi saree with all the beads and sequins design. So I'll talk about it and then I will show you how to set it on the ground to make this saree design, and then I will show you the actual design. So first let me talk about this lace, the trim. The trim here is just a basic lace, a trim. On that there was nothing much on that, so I added sequins and confetti as mirrors. These are the confettis as mirrors, and then when I stitch this lace I put these beads on. Some of these stitches you can see, but most of them, about 99.9% of the stitches, you cannot see because I have covered them with beads or I have painted on them with the glitter glue paint, so you cannot see the stitches. So the whole trim is decorated with sequins and confetti, mirrors and beads. Now this is the pallu section. In my other video clip I have shown you the entire saree, which I added to this video, so you can see very well the entire saree. So this is where I'm gonna show you a little bit, but it won't be so good because here I'm sitting down. Other video I'm standing up and showing you the entire saree. So this is the pallu section. Pallu section has these big flowers with beads, round beads and long pipe beads and this sequence, and then I have this beautiful trim which is all around the saree, which is about 10 yards of trim. Then this is the pallu section as well, where the flowers are not as so big, but here at the end the flowers are really big. So let me go through the entire saree. So this is still where the pallu section, and this is the bottom where I have this lace, the trim, and I have this design. And this design, if you see closely, this design has lots of pipe beads glued to it. So this design, just the handmade design and lots of pipe beads glued to it. In real Zordosi design saree, where you see these pipe beads are attached, you have to show them, but with this Zordosi saree design you do not have to do any sewing except putting this lace or the trim. This lace or the trim, you can hot glue this as well, but I would not advise it because it's in the chiffon saree. You don't know what will be the outcome of hot glue. The chiffon fabric might shrink altogether with hot glue. So, and actually this sewing is really fun. I mean, I will make some other videos where I will sew step by step sewing for beginners. Sewing is really not hard. I mean, if you are intimidated by sewing, I will just do few videos and show you that sewing could be really fun and interesting. So now here you see this is added with the glitter glue, and here this flower. So all at the bottom is this design, and the pallu has this little bigger flower, but not as big as the bottom section. Now the entire body doesn't have big flower. Body has this little sequin dots, just single sequin, and you see the outside of the sequin, the gold edging. This edging comes from dropping your glitter glue paint and then pressing the sequins. That will give you a beautiful gold edging. So here I will show you as much as I can, but then I have another video clip of the entire saree. You can see this one also at the pallu section, the top of the pallu section, you see this design. I have given few of these flowers, and the whole body has this single dots with the sequins. So this saree came out to be really gorgeous, and I decided to share with my YouTube family, and I hope you like it. So please like and subscribe, and I will be showing you how I did this one. and I just need to get the setup to set up the entire thing. And I won't be doing it on a sari, I will be doing the design on a dupatta to show you. So you see this portion has the dots, this is the body portion, and the bottom portion has this flower. So this entire sari has 5 different designs. Whole body has this just single sequence. The bottom has 3 works. One is the bigger trim, and the trim has all the work of sequins and confetti and the glitter glue and the pipe beads, and then this flower, and then this design. So this is the entire bottom section. And then when we come to the pallu section has these flowers, which the single sequence has gotten little bigger at the pallu section, where I added 6 sequins, not only one sequence, because pallus always have little bit more design than the entire body. I mean, you could put this entire body if you like, that will even look gorgeous, because these sarees are not something you will be wearing every day. These sarees you will be wearing in a party or New Year's Eve party. This will look really gorgeous at night time because of all this decoration. So over here near the pallu section there are 2 more designs, which just out of my creativity, this and the flowers I added. So I will be doing the setup, and then I will come back and show you how I did the design. I will go through each individual flowers. So I'll show you how the design is. This is the pallu section. You see, pallu section has the design, and it has the flowers and another design, and I put a beautiful trim, the lace, very wide trim, and the entire pallu has these flowers. And then you see the bottom has this different design. Bottom has bigger flowers and different design, and the entire sari has this little sequence. So this is how the sari looks like from the beginning, is little sequence all around. And then as you go near the bottom has the design and the lace, and as you go near the pallu, the flowers get bigger, and then you see at the very end the flowers are really big and it has some design. So this is how the entire Zordosi Saree design looks like. And this is 100% handmade by me, and this turned out to be a great design, so I decided to share with all of you. So this is the design at the bottom. So this is the dupatta or your sari setup on the ground. You have your bed sheet. On top of the bed sheet you have your sari or dupatta tightly put in the ground with these clothespins. All the clothespins are tightly put in the side of the dupatta, is holding the dupatta or the sari and the bed sheet together so they don't move. And the reason for the bed sheet is if you do not put any bed sheet or anything, all the designs gonna be on the other side and ruin your carpet. And then you need chalk and a ruler. With the chalk and a ruler you will measure, and then you will put dots all around your sari or dupatta so you know when you design where to design. So here I have given 4 inches gap. So this is how you're gonna mark with chalk the entire sari or dupatta before you work. So you work for one section from up to here one day, and then from here to here another day. This is how you divide. Once you finish working, you leave it laying on the ground just like this for next 2 to 3 hours for this to dry. So this is how you need to do the setup to do a design. Okay, so I have done my setup. as I added another clip to it where I show you on the ground how to set up the sari or the dupatta for the design. So as I show you on the ground, you have your clips on the side and you have a bed sheet, white bed sheet underneath the dupatta or the sari, whichever you're going to be working with. So all the sides will be secured with this pins. These are cloth pins. You put the cloth pins so your dupatta or sari will be secure. They will not move from the place. After you decorate it, you have to leave it 2 hours to dry. Let's talk about the supplies. Supplies, you'll be needing this fabric glitter paint. It says glitter dimensional fabric paint. You can buy this in any craft store, and this one you will be needing about 2 or 3 bottles depending on how many flowers or designs you create. You need one tool, which is this one. This is an empty paint container I use as a tool to push down my sequins and beads, and you will be needing a ruler to measure how many inches gap you want to give between your sequences. You need a little brush. The design, one of the design I made where I had to spread it, so I needed a brush. And you need a chalk to mark it. It's always good to mark with a chalk because you will be wiping it off after the design is dried. You can wipe it off with a wet paper towel. Now let's talk about the beads. These are the beads I have used, but you can use any other kinds of beads you prefer. These are just round beads, and this comes in a big package. This one pretty much finished. I have this little left after the sari design. So you can buy one pack, which will be more than enough for your design, which will last you for quite a few of these designs. And this sequence, there are two kinds. One is little bit light and one is little bit darker. I have used the darker kind, so you can choose to use the kind you want. And this one is golden sequence that comes in a pack as well, and one pack will be enough for this entire sari design. You might have a lot of leftovers. Now these are pipe beads, and you can find all these supplies any craft store. These pipe beads also one pack. A pack comes this big and there's plenty in it, so that'll be enough, more than enough. And for the trimming for the sari, you can buy any kind of trimming, about 10 yards, or I will do another video where I will actually show you how to make this pretty lace or trim. So either one, you can just buy a trim. So we went through all the supplies we need. Now I'm gonna go through the flowers one by one. So when you are working with this, as I show you with my other video clip, which I'll be adding to this one, that you need to measure. I have given 4 inches gap between the sequence, so you measure whatever you prefer. If you prefer the sequences close by, you give them less gap, and if you prefer them farther apart, then you give more gap. So both the sides, top and bottom, I mean the width wise and the length wise, I have given 4 inches gap. Now when you work with the beads and the sequence, it's better that you put all your sequins and beads in a tray, and instead of putting on the fabric that you're working, because you might end up staining your sari or the dupatta. Each time you will go to get a bead, you might stain it with the paint. So I usually gather all my supplies in a tray, and then I work directly from that tray. That is much easier, so I have everything handy in one location. So now first we will do the single dot I have created. So single dot is very basic. If you go through all my videos, you will see this single dot. Actually, if you go through all my video collections, then you will see the pretty much all the designs I have done it on other things like shirt design or t-shirt or the dupatta design. I have done it already, the same designs. So now you pick up little bit of the paint and you go and you get one of the sequins. Now you could choose to put the sequins upside down or downside up. It depends on you. If you put upside down, it'll be more shiny. So you can put like this. Now when you put it on top of it and then press it down gently and make sure that it comes out all around the edges up equally. So we're done with that. That's the first one where I have only one sequence all over the body. Now around the dupatta section, I have the flower with 6 sequins. So I will do that one now. So you see where the pallu, I have 6. So you can choose to put 6 or 7, and many of my dupattas also have this design. If you go back, you'll see some of these dupattas have this design. So here I put 7. Some places I have 7, some places I have 6, depending on how wide you have done the circle. Now when you pick up the sequence, you have to get little bit of this glitter paint, otherwise the sequence will not come, so you have to add a little bit. Now this one I need to add little bit of paint. If you don't want your paint to show outside, give a edging, then you add little paint. But if you want it to show it as edging, as a trim, then you give little bit more paint. So now this is the second flower. Now you see this is the one I created just now, and in the body where I have this single one, I just show you that one, and then I did the second one is this. Now we're gonna go to the third flower, this bigger flower. So to do the bigger flower, the third flower, all you need to do is, let's do this one to the third flower and see how this one is done. So we're gonna add 6 of these dots. So we added 6 of these dots. Every time you put this glitter glue paint, make sure you put a sequin on it, because it dries quickly, and if you wait, then you will end up just with the paint, and that also looks good. It's not like it don't look good, but if you intended to put sequins, then you should put it right away, because it will dry up quickly. So now I will add this 6 of these, and then I'll show you how I made this flower bigger. So in order to make this flower bigger, I added 6 lines. Each of these came 1 line, and this one is one of the cardigan design, black cardigan design, if you see, and this one in one of the shirt, I think it's a Firoja color shirt, where I decorated the neck with this design. If you look at that, you'll see this same design is there. So this design is at the bottom, this design is at the pallu. So you make it like this, and you add sufficient glue. This is glue / paint. It turns golden as it dries, and it is glue. It will glue the fabric and the glitter together. So now you take your little beads. These beads you have to take it in your hand, because keeping it farther is a little bit hard. You have to have in your hand so you can work. So picking it up is hard. So you need to get a little bit of this glue, and then you get, sometimes they get stuck and you pick up 2. So you lay them down like this. So this is the flower I have used at the bottom, and I have used at the side of the pallu. So each side you will be adding 3 or 4 of these long beads, depending on how long you have made this line, where you add 3, or you can choose to use Zordosi pipe too, but I couldn't find that in my local craft store. They don't have Zordosi pipe, so I am using this long beads. So like this you will be doing. If in case you drop 2 or you make a mistake, do not pick up while you're doing the decoration, because this is very wet. If you pick up, you will destroy your fabric. So what you need to do is you wait till it dries. When it dries, then you can pick it up with your nails. Right now let it dry. 1 extra will not bother it. It will actually look prettier. After all, these are beads. The more they are, they will look pretty. Now like this you go on with all the sides. If you like this video, please subscribe and like and let me know, because I will make many more videos. I have created several other sarees, Zordosi sarees. I will post them as well. So this takes little bit of patience, and if you are like me, somebody who is passionate about creating this design, you will actually enjoy it very much. I have a passion for creating this Zordosi saree. It doesn't matter how many hours, how many days it takes. I love to create these sarees or dupattas or designing in salwar kurta. I will show you this design on salwar kurta as well. So now we are done with this. Now this one, you see 2 came, it's okay, you leave it like that. They will be stuck and they will look actually pretty. It's something that you don't need to count. You just add the beads, 3, sometimes 4 falling. So there we're done with the second one. We have a little bit of work left, which is I did in the middle. I have added beads, so there are beads added to the middle. Now like I told you, this one will require 2 or 3 bottles, because you will know as it's finishing up, it will start bubbling up. And see, this is why I wanted you to put your beads in a plate, because if you put it directly onto this dupatta or the sari, it will stain it the way it stained my hand. It will stain it, and then it will ruin your decoration or the sari. As you picking up, it stains. So here I am picking up these beads. This beads a little bit hard to pick up. If you cannot pick up with your tool, you might as well go with your finger and just drop directly onto the glue and then fix it with your tool. And this tool is just an empty paint container. I'm just using the tip of it to push down my beads. It's my invention. Now we're done with the flower. So I have shown you the single one, which is all over the sari, and then the one with the 6. This one I added 7 actually, and this is on the pallu, and the third one, which is at the bottom. Now we are left with the last one, which is the long design, which I will do in the side of it, because I will not put lace on this. I will do just the design. So this dupatta will look pretty and I can use it. So let me get set with this thing. Now this is why we put these clips, because these clips are very useful. I'll be showing you right here. Now for that, now after you do this design, you have to leave this dupatta or the sari just the way you did the design for 2 hours. Do not disturb it or it will get ruined. I'm gonna release this clip and put it some other place so I can put my tray here. Alright, now I will show you how I did the, I hope you can see how I did the other design. Put a ruler there. The other design is just imagination, from my imagination, so I have created like this. Like this. I'm looking and drawing because it's not something out of a book or anything, it's just my imagination. Okay, so we pretty much got the design. Yeah, I got the design. So this is how is the other design. When this is wet, it's very, you have to be very careful. So this is how is the other design. You draw the design out of your imagination like this, like this. Now after you've done that, then you draw it with the glitter glue paint. You go all around with the glitter glue paint, exactly following the lines you have created with the chalk. Now, right now you don't do anything to the chalk. Once it's dried, you just wipe it off with a wet paper towel. Now, we did this part, and now we'll be adding a sequence to this. We'll add each of these top with the sequence. Hope you can see how it's done. Adding a sequence to all these 4 tops. So we're done with that, and now the final part comes, is the Zordosi part, where we put the beads, the long beads. Now in order to do that, you have to have enough glitter glue, because this is where it's gonna be stuck. So you need to, either you can use a brush or you can use this one to spread it around like this. A brush would be better too, but you make it wide, spread it around. So this one, probably I will not put a lace in this dupatta. I will use this side, the decoration I did, as a lace, because this has pretty much lot of design. Okay, so now after you done that, then use a brush, just a plain brush, to make it little wide, widen it out. It's up to you how wide you want. The more wider you want, the more glitter glue paint you have to put, because you want your sequence to be stuck to it. Now we're done with that part. Now the final part comes for this long pipe beads. So you take the pipe beads in your hand or in a plate, but you do not take it, put it in the directly on the fabric, because as I told you, you're going to be ruining it. Now you continue adding these pipe beads. You pick up a pipe bead and add, pick up and add like this. So all over this design you will be adding pipe beads like Zordosi design. And when you adding the pipe beads, you make sure that you have sufficient amount of this glitter glue paint. This is a little bit of a tedious job, but the outcome is really beautiful, as you saw yourself the sari, which is really looks gorgeous. Now you can create this one, I would say about 10 days work, 1 hour or 2 hour every day. 1 hour will be enough. You work 1 hour every day, little and let it dry, and like this, and you can create this one. I'll just pick up from this tray. Sometimes it's really hard to pick up because they don't want to. It's easy to pick up if you put it on the fabric, but on the other hand, sometimes it gets into the fabric when you're picking up. So if you can do it carefully, then it's actually easy to pick it up. So when I did it, I kept a tiny little plate and I kept it in front of it, and then it was really easy. So like this, you will continue throughout the entire design. You will add as many as you want, and this will be the beautiful Zordosi design. So as you see, this is a lot of hard work, but this is rewarding too. Now you'll see when this dries, it really looks beautiful. But the thing to remember is, while doing this Zordosi design with the beads, since this glue is what's gonna hold these beads, so you have to make sure you have put in enough glue. So you will need about 3 containers of this glue. So we're done with that, and as you see, this design is so pretty, came out to be so pretty, and we covered basically all of them. As you see, this design has come out really pretty. I think one of this came out to put a little bit of glitter glue. So while they are drying, you should not disturb them because they will fall off. So you have to let them dry completely. Once they are dried, they are permanent. You push them down properly. So we done all the designs, the one were in the sari. So we did this, and we did this big one, and we did the little, and this one I didn't put any sequins. So just to show you, if you don't put any sequins, you can still make a design with this glitter glue paint. And now this big design. So we done all of them, all the designs the entire sari has. You have seen, we have done all of them. I hope you enjoyed this video making beautiful Zordosi sari with me. So please like and subscribe, and I will be bringing many more sari designs. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Melody from Home Garden and Fashion. Have a great day. Bye bye.